Alright, I should be on mainland, so hello and welcome to a new stream in which I'm building a seeding classic. We are still in version 0.38_1, so nothing new there. However, there are some new things in this world. I've been doing some building off camera. One of the things that I did was I sort of got rid of the hill that was over here with the trees. That way I've got some space for the build that I plan to do in this stream. Another thing that you might notice are the towers with water and lava, which I made using a bug that was introduced to me by Griffin. So I decided to place these around because the bug gets fixed in survival test, which means that I won't have access to it in the future, so I decided to build these towers so that I can have access to tower at higher levels and also to lava. I've currently built 4 of the water towers which reach over to the height limit, and along with some others that don't reach quite as high. And I also built 2 lava towers that reach over the height limit. I plan to build more of them, but I really have that much time to build more because I finished building the hotel. One more thing to mention about the towers is that these are temporary. I plan to get rid of these once I'm done with this world. Anyway, I would like to show you how the hotel looks now that it's finished. Here it is. The last time you've seen me only build this section of the hotel with this dining hall and stuff, and the only thing that changed here are the lights. I decided to put them into the ceiling rather than being protruding. Anyway, now I'll show you all the new things. As you just saw, I've finished the lobby over here, added some plants, for example over here, some plants which have sunlight shining on them thanks to the sunroof. Another thing that I've added were some toilets. I believe someone mentioned that in the chat. Last stream, we got male bathrooms, men's bathrooms, women's bathrooms, handicapped people. Another thing that I've added was a gym, some equipment. It's got quite some nice views, I'd say. Got some dumbbells over here and stuff that you can use. Anyway, we go up, I can show you some of the rooms. Also got this sort of balcony over here, which leads over to a normal balcony. It's got a bar over here where I've put some colored cloth that represents like drinks that you can buy from the bartender. And this balcony has quite a nice view of the city. Okay. Now, over to the rooms. There's one more thing I forgot to mention, which is that I've also added an elevator here, which means that it is like accessible to sort of elderly and handicapped people who might want to be in this hotel. Anyway, here are the rooms. So it's some other rooms as well, like broom closet. We've got some cleaning stuff, cleaning utensils. Got some stuff that you for cleaning, for example, for cleaning windows, floors, and such. And here's a storage space where the various things that might get stored, like the towels for the guests. And over here are the rooms. On this floor there are three sizes. Here is the medium one with a bed, some seating, TV, and bathroom with fancy tiles. Each room also has an air conditioning unit. This one is the same. You have the smaller rooms. Each of the rooms on this floor also has access to a balcony. And lastly, you've got the biggest room. The hotel. So again, it has got the access to balcony. And after it is the second floor. Hello. Piggy Tails store freezer. I'm just gonna call it Piggy Tails. Anyway, now it is I'm gonna show you the top floor, which has got more rooms. Just gonna show it quickly. Room over here. Once again, some storage for stuff that the staff might use. The rooms over here are basically the same, particularly interesting. And if I go back, I can go to the roof. So, positioning, elevator, views. And through here we can get the roof, which has got some nice views of the city. And over on the roof there are also some tanks where some lava and water is stored. I decided to put them here so it'd be cool. I'm doing well. Streaming. I think streaming is not kind of nice, although if I'm good at it. Anyway, now that I've finished showing the hotel, it is time to start building. The thing that I would like to build is a sort of greenhouse with some exotic plants. So the first thing to do now is to decide how big do I want it to be. Oh, hello neon light. So let's see. I remember what. Oh, you're talking to neon light, or are you talking to me about the changelocks? Be big enough, although I will a bit further away from the road that is over here. And yeah, the method makes the changelocks, and I just posting on the server. You mean like, how did I become beta tester? Or, sure, I understand how you mean. Yeah, and game is playing. I kind of have these on random. And yes, when I start my channel, I remember right now, you'd have to check when the first video is uploaded. Anyway, hello Sabine, good to see you here. You can hear your own something in the background. I'm currently trying to build a greenhouse. Well, you can ask more questions. Not sure what you meant, like with beta tester question. Like, did you mean how did I become beta tester? Or I believe this should be middle. It is kind of hard. At least when you're doing it live. Anyway, I kind of put the walls and then at least so they are one block tall so that I know how much space do I have, and then you can start working on the inside. Hello, Steelcat. Good to see you here. Well, the reason why I explored my house was because I thought it would be a good finale to this series. It's kind of a cool way to end it. It was basically something big to end on. And right now that I'm at the greenhouse layout, I'm gonna start by working on the paths on the inside, for which I decided to use some cobblestone. I'm gonna start self-marking them. I want to make this symmetrical, so I'm gonna paint it. We can close the walls. As you can see, I kind of don't have a plan as to how I'm gonna build things. I kind of have a rough idea, so hopefully it will work. Okay, Sabin, I'll see you later. Now I'm gonna start with the cobblestone. Experiencing even this plus will, Inf plus will continue later. It's currently a bit of a hiatus because I was playing Indef Plus and Classic Plus, so didn't have as much time for Indef Plus. It will return in the future, don't worry. There isn't a old type currently planned, but poster might be. Yes, I feel like NFTech Plus. Anyway, this is the path that I decided on. It's should be wider here. There we go. But I think I can add a bit more detail to it by using some gravel. Yeah, NFTech Plus is a great mod. Anyway, but I think the path is now finished. And so now the next thing that I like to do is to add some water on the inside of the path so that I can have some water plants here. So I'm gonna clear out some space for them. Also, you might have noticed some gold blocks. I placed them kind of off screen because I thought it would be funny. Yeah, as you said in the top, Indefplace is kind of sensitive, so it isn't getting any updates right now, but it might get an update in the future. So there's a couple of path kind of wrong, different on each side. It should be better now. There we go. Well, almost done. Can add a bit of variation so it doesn't look so artificial. Sorry, Piggy Tail, but I don't understand your question. Can you relax? Don't know what it means. Anyway, now I'm gonna bring some water over to this place so that it's a proper pond. Good luck playing Internet Plus. You enjoyed. Anyway, with this done, anyway, with this done, it is time to start working on the plants on the side, for which I decided to use some colored gloves. So we got some green ones and some other colors for like flowers and such. Another thing that I would also like to do is add a tree over in the middle, kind of. With some roots over at the bottom. Kind of like so, but I will not be making it too tall, I think. I'm just gonna save my location quick. Should be good enough. So I'm gonna start adding some leaves. Not sure what sort of shape I'm gonna do. Just gonna keep building until I decided on what to side with it. Kind of didn't realize that I don't have my sounds on because I'm kind of used to playing without them. Building this tree would definitely be a lot easier if I actually had the ability to fly. And I'm gonna add some branches on the inside. Currently I'm just building the basic shapes, to which I'm gonna add some details a bit later. And we kinda get the hip, so I'm gonna try adding some details to it. I'm making make it more interesting. I'm also gonna make myself some scaffolding. I feel like I've kind of made it too tall. I think I'm gonna try to make it sort of shorter, add more but and also a bit wider. And I think something like this is kind of good. Go and finish it off. I'm gonna sort of leaves that are hanging from it. There we go. I think this looks nice. Yeah, something like this is good. So that's it for the tree. Now I'm just gonna get rid of the scaffolding and move on to some other plants. Now, next up, I'm thinking of some lily pads over on the river. Lily pads are actually the reason why I've decided to add this pond over here. As small ones, even though they are kind of big considering the size of the lake. I mean, the pond. And to make them more interesting, I'm also gonna add some color variation to them. Yeah, I was thinking that as well. I plan to add flowers as well. Anyway, as I just said, now the flowers, I'm gonna add them. I'm not gonna add them to all of them. I think I'm gonna place them in corners. This will make them look kind of unbalanced, but I think they should be fine. If I made them bigger, then it would be probably too big. There we go. I think it should be good. I think adding some other plants. I think I can work on stuff aside from this. So now it is time to start working. Place around the walls, for which I'm gonna start adding some flowers. Just simple ones, although they'll be kind of big, considering that I only have still 4 blocks. I think something like this is nice, so I'll add more of these with like various combination of colors to make it interesting, and then try to come up with some other flower shapes. And I'm also gonna replace the bird over here with fluff so that it's make it look like there's grass. It's kind of an InfDev Plus reference. I think the big flowers in there are really cool. The flower forest is one of my favorite biomes. It's also one of the reasons why I've built a lot of flowers in my InfDev Plus base, because I have, for example, built the large variant of the torch flower and the withering rose, and despite the fact that their large variants aren't in the mod. I think adding these sort of lighter color makes it better. I'm gonna place the next flower a bit further so they aren't so close. And for the last flower, I'm gonna build the last of these flowers. Next, I'm gonna try to find different shape, and for this one, I'm gonna try to combine two colors for the petals. Kind of like so. I think this looks nice. Wait. For the next flower shape, I think I'm gonna make something like the dandelion in InfDev Plus. Thinking of over here. So, to make this, I think I'm gonna rebuild one of the existing flowers to make it a bit taller, a bit more interesting. So there's some height variation as well. There we go. Maybe no, back to the this flower. Which I'm gonna make turn into an actual dandelion by using some yellow cloth. There we go. I think the next one I'm gonna put it in the opposite corner because it's kind of big. I was just thinking of making a bit smaller, but I don't think that works quite as well. Now, for the next flower, I'm gonna try to replicate some lilac. I'm gonna make it blue as well. I think for this I'm not gonna leaves, just gonna leave it like this. I think it looks pretty much like this. I think I'm gonna add another click over here, but make it a bit shorter into variation. I think I'm gonna add 2 more lilacs. One over here. Which is gonna be red and orange. And the last one will be over here, which is some purple, shades of purple. So I'm gonna choose different. I'm not gonna use the hero since I'm gonna use this one, I think. It's much better together. And I'm also gonna replace the block that's at the top. And it should be enough lilacs, so I'm gonna try adding the one shape like a rose and try to replicate it, but smaller form the other ones. And I'm thinking of placing it over here. I don't think this works so well. Testing some other shape that might be better, hopefully. But it doesn't seem to work. Definitely I'm trying to come up with what to build next, what sort of plan. I'm thinking I'm building them in smaller ones. Or maybe not. Maybe I think instead of flowers, I'm gonna try adding some trees over here, kind of exotic looking ones. Yeah, I'm trying to build sort of a tree that's sort of hanging over. Not straight, just kind of curved. At least that's what I'm thinking of trying. Or do I feel this is kind of too big? I'm just gonna make it sort of block wide. And also I think I'm gonna not do it in a corner. It would be nicer. I think I can make it into a palm tree of sorts. What do I think? Although I think I'm gonna place it a bit further away from the flower over here. There we go. Like this is looks good like this. I made a bit of a mistake here, and also the leaves are kind of annoying to place. Was a mistake, just forgot to the leaf block. I think I'm gonna add one more over here, sort of. And make it one block tall. There we go, got the second bulb tree. However, before I continue building here, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break because I think I drank water before starting the stream. Anyway, I have no place, so I'm gonna continue building, and one of the things that I've decided to build while away is some foliage. Also, I just noticed that I forgot to replace some of the dirt over here, so I'm gonna do that quickly. For the foliage, I'm gonna add some bushes over here, maybe fluff leaves and fluff, I think. Other things. Okay, I think this works quite as well as I hoped. So I think I'm just gonna add a few bushes. Also, other thing that I've just thought of is that I could add some more plants in here. Saplings, the flowers, and the mushrooms. Although I'm not sure if the mushrooms will stay in the daylight, so I'm gonna try that as well. Wait, no. Some more decoration. Like the mushroom did stay, so I guess it doesn't like the light. I thought it would. think this should be enough for now. And now I'm gonna add something to the water, which called the typha plant. Up here that's how it's pronounced. Oh, I'm just gonna use some green wool. Right, some green wool with blocks set up to create the typha plants. I think that's how they pronounce this. But I think I'm gonna make this one a bit shorter and add maybe one more. I think it looks kind of convincing. Or I think of I would like to add, so I think I'm gonna start working on the walls and try to think a bit while I'm making them. And while working on the walls, I shall manage to come up with what I would like to add in place, which are some large mushrooms. Let me take a look around how much space do I have. So that's a kind of big space, so and here this is like I said, few large spaces. Maybe I could get rid of the bush and we have 4. For the flowers, I'm thinking of a red one, brown one, and a mushroom, kind of like you have in Fed Plus, for which I would use the pine wool. By the way, in the first one I'm gonna add over here. Closer to here, it will be the red one, for which I'm gonna use white. I'm thinking about the stem. I think I'm just gonna use white for both the stems and the dots. Give myself a bit of space. I think I'll go here. I think this size should be good, so now I'm gonna just add the and can't forget the top as well. And I think something like this looks nice. Go over here, they're kind of too close together. This looks better now, so I'm just gonna add some wool to the bottom instead of dirt. Now I'm gonna do the brown mushroom, for which I think I'm gonna use the planks, since we don't really have any brown wool. And also, one more thing is, I just thought of is that I initially said that this greenhouse will have exotic plants, but I guess it will have mushrooms as well. And here we go, got a brown one. I think it looks nice like this. Over here I'm gonna add a close room, as I said. Just take a sign off. Take a space over here. Good. Hold on, maybe a bit further away from the bomb. There we go, looks exactly like the close room in the mod. And now that look at that, we've got we've filled this place. Nice. What I'm trying to say is we've got quite a few things here. French. Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't think of that. So I'm gonna add some benches on the outer side of the path. I think 4 on either side should be good enough. 4 on the longer sides and 1 on the shorter side. Although on this side the entrance, so I'm probably gonna just add 2 benches. I think I'm gonna add just 1 more mushrooms, or thinking what colors to use. I think I'll just a bit fantasy like, and not sure if there's a purple mushroom, but I'm gonna make purple one instead of this bush. I'm gonna make it a bit smaller, or not. I will. Okay, that hasn't worked. Doesn't look good with the wall in the corners, I think. But I do think it looks kind of interesting like this, so I'm gonna get the auto color as well. And at the top as well. Yeah, thank you. I kind of wasn't sure about this, but I feel like it looks quite nice as well. And I think now we're just gonna try to fill up space with some smaller things like the bushes. And maybe add some other things that I think of. And right now I think there's enough. Oh, that's it for the bushes, so now some other stuff. Some smaller stuff. Like the saplings and flowers. Well, now that I'm building adding the plants and stuff, I must say it is quite annoying how big the hitboxes for these plants are. I wish they were smaller. It's kind of annoying to place since I sometimes accidentally place one plant on top of the other. I wonder if I can place the mushrooms in the middle if they survive, if they survive on the off. I know the plants want, but I wonder if the mushrooms will. That would be a nice detail. So I'll leave it there for a bit and plant some more plants and stuff. And seems like it didn't. That's kind of unfortunate. And with that, I think this should be plants. Although I'm just gonna add something to water. These things specifically to the other side. I think it should be enough. But anyway, I think with that I've placed enough plants and mushroom in this. So I'm gonna start working on the walls. and I'm thinking that this sort of height be enough. Or I'll probably make it, I think I'll make it 1 block taller, and should be tall enough. Also just wanted to mention that the zone is sort of acts as support, since I feel like it wouldn't be realistic to have glass, just glass supporting itself. Yeah, as you said, it also looks better if it looks better than if it was just glass. It adds more variety to it. Well, for the shape, I'm thinking of kind of making it, well, the same shape as this. So my plan is to kind of make it sloped with while being flat at the top. This is sort of my plan. I'm making it slope inwards with a flat top. But first I'm gonna make this wall 2 blocks taller. Now let's just take a look. I think this is good. I'm just gonna add a rim of stone to the top and start working on the roof. Not sure where I started from the corner. I could just started where I stood, but I feel it was kind of more natural. There we go. I think it looks kind of nice. If I was in a newer version, I probably would have used the stone slabs. Like that would better in color, well, better from the color. I think the stone is good enough. And now it's time for the wood, which will be kind of more complicated, at least in the corners. I need to be more careful not to fall off these walls. One thing that I've just thought of is I haven't put a hole at the top of these two flowers like I did for that one. So I think I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna do this now and later that one. And also that one. And of course I forgot to say my location. I'm gonna do that in a bit, just gonna finish the second layer of the roof. Alright, there we go. I feel like it should be enough building for now. We are almost at the 2 hour mark. However, before I end this stream, there is one more thing that I would like to do. And for that, I'm gonna first save my location. Then I'm gonna save. I'm gonna do something a bit funny. So first I'm gonna spawn some humans. Well, a bunch of them, because I can. Just after while I stream, I thought it'd be interesting to do something funny at the end of the stream. So let's spawn some humans and head of the corner where the lighthouse is. I think it will be best. Well, I could do it anywhere, but I feel like it will be the best to do it on the corner, since I'll also get to have a good look at the city from the top of the lighthouse. Although walking to the lighthouse takes quite a while. So just enjoy some music in the meantime. Yeah, the city now has population, although only for the end of this stream, since I don't really want to have them around. And the thing that I've decided to do is to kind of plot the map using the trick that I've learned. Just placing some sand, slowly fill up this area, and then the whole map. Which is the reason why I've also saved before doing this. And now we're just gonna head to the top, see how things are getting flooded. And as you can see, the water is spreading quite quickly. And I accidentally pressed R because I wanted to zoom, just like I would do in F+ or Classic Plus. Kind of forgot that I can zoom in there, because I want to take a look at the Steves which are running around. Anyway, as you can see, we've got a big wave that is heading towards us, and towards the Steves. It's funny how they're running around. I try to drown the water, although I don't think I can. Yeah, that's true. And now we are getting quite a lot of lag. Over here. Doesn't matter if I break anything, since I can just load the old save. Let's head over to the houses to see how they are doing. It seems like the Steves don't care about the water at all. They just run around without getting interrupted or slowed down. It does look kind of weird. That ship over there looks kind of weird how it is just underwater and floating like that. Seems like this couch isn't wet at all, because it's just made of sponges, but it didn't protect the house from getting flooded. And the bathroom is all dry. I think the water made it from the top, from the balcony. Yeah. Yes, the couch prevents you from from drowning. And also the beds, since shelves are also made of sponges. As we can see over here. Now I'll just head over to the construction site and the theme park. I think after that I'm gonna end the stream off. Just gonna look around to see how things look like when they're flooded. Seems like the construction equipment is also safe from the water. this one kind of reminds me of Worms for Mayhem, or just Worm games in general, I think, where you have like the sudden death thing, where the water just rises until one team wins. And there's also the umbrella, which you can use to raise the level of the water. It looks like someone just used the umbrella over here to raise the water level. And this fight as well, but the giraffe is fine. But anyway, I think this is enough exploring of the water world, so I think I'm just gonna save it as another world. Save. Then load the original city. And end up this stream here. So that will be it for this stream, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.